Namaste, beloved family of light and love. It is Dana here, and I am here with Lost Books of the Essene Lesson 10. I am so blessed and grateful and honored to be in this space and co-creating the last few weeks with the beautiful Jess Jutinen. And this evening, she is not here with us, and she is off being a single mom and getting ready for this trip that's coming up on New Year's. So we have the beautiful Sue Cernovin here tonight with us, and she is going to fill in and co-create and hold this space here with me tonight. So we are so happy and blessed to be here together and to go over and welcome this community, to bring everybody in. So welcome, Sue, welcome. So happy and honored to be here with you and to hold this space together tonight. So welcome. Share with us and welcome yourself. Talk to us about the week. Tell us what's going on.
Oh my God, Dana, I love you. Thank you so much for your amazing radiant presence. And I'm so happy and honored that I get to sit beside you tonight and greet our amazing family of light beings, warriors of light, masters. Oh my God.
Pioneers, right? Oh my
Right?
gosh,
Pioneering the
pioneers, light
way.
workers. Yes.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, it's like these lost books of the Essene are so near and dear to my heart. And I mean, tonight, our lesson 10, what a powerful time to be here tonight together. And this week,
Amazing.
oh my God, just this weekend, the energies, I mean,
The full
between
moon up level, right? The full moon peak up level. It is amazing, right? The energies of this week are so amazing.
oh, it just keeps building and building. And now it's like, it feels like the absolute perfect moment to be here. We're in this peak full moon expansion energy with the Venus retrograde. And, if there was ever a moment of the divine feminine energies to come forward in full form, it's right now. And,
Wow,
it's
Sue,
like,
right? It's amazing. It is so incredible what is going on right now and the energies and what we're feeling. And it's like, wow, what was your day yesterday? What was everybody's day yesterday? The up level, the full moon up level, and then going into today. Wow, the energies all day have just been so intense, so strong, so powerful, and right on to what? That divine mastery presence, that steadfast commitment, focused awareness, complete trust. And I mean, I'm telling you, right on. Master Lady Kira and wisdom teacher Sri Ram Khan, they hit it on the head every time. I mean, this is the year. This is the year of teaching the teachers, right? So we are here to do this, to hold tight together, Sue, right? As our community, we are here bringing new people in, welcoming, having them all there in the chat. We have a chat master now. We have Rachel in the chat tonight, and she's a chat master. That's so incredible, right, Sue? How much have we evolved to have stuff like that now? It's amazing. It's so great to have the support there with each other, right?
oh my God, absolutely. And as we've heard and heard Tree and Kira say how many times, truly, we are better together. And, each moment we're walking in this journey together. And when one of us lifts, we all lift together. And it's truly such a blessing. And like this lesson tonight about the Triasa. I mean, my heart is so full around this lesson tonight and the attunement that we're all going to receive together tonight, because as we do, are we not claiming more of the truth of who we are?
It's
And
so
doesn't all,
true.
yeah, and doesn't all healing begin at the feet and lift? And then where does that lift come from? From the sacred heart, from your divine, beautiful heart, and the expansion of this energy, living in our truth, walking in our truth, being our truth, and bringing that forward. And this diamond ray energy, this expansion, this light. And that kind of brings me to mentioning about New Year's Eve.
Isn't
It's
it?
like,
I know. Well, it's
right?
this up level. Well, first, as we welcoming everybody in and we have everybody here a little bit, we'll kind of go over some left brain details because we might have some new community members and everybody in there. So Shri and Kira will not be in the chat, but we have a beautiful community of healers and light workers and ascended numerologists and so many people who've been in this community for so long who can help and support you. Sue will be there. I will be there. I saw Jess pop up. She's there. So I'm sure she's out running her errands and doing her stuff and she's connecting with us. So we're so beautiful. And that's so beautiful for all of that connection. So stay connected, be supportive to each other. Also, one of the things to know, the second email that you received today with the PDF, that has the new Uplevel PDF. So the second email, Zoom email that you received today, we are so sorry for any confusion. That went out before the PDF went in. So we want to make sure that you have that. So please, second email has the Uplevel PDF. So that, and we want to make sure you're lighting your candles, you're getting yourself into that space and presence, and we are getting ready for a huge up level, right? What you were saying, Sue, New Year's. We want to make sure that everybody is there for New Year's. And oh my gosh, I guess I'm going to say it, Sue, because Master Lady Kira told us today that there's an emergency lineage time jump on the 31st to the 1st, that this is huge, that we are at 4 potential different potentialities, and we have to really hold space and presence and be there together. And this is huge. It is New Year's. Make sure, I don't know all the details yet, so we'll get all of them. It's going to be a linear, I'm sure it's going to be right around the time of our New Year's Eve ceremony. So make sure you're signing up, be there, be part of that New Year's celebration, because we have to make sure that if you want to be one of those teachers, if you want to have this up-leveled material, if you want to be here at New Year's next year, right, Sue? They have to sign up now. We need everybody there here with us now. And all your proceeds go to the beautiful Clinic Alinda. I mean, for $8.88, you get the New Year's event. For $11.11, you get the calendar. So it is amazing. They can send you, Sue, right? We can get all signed up and do all that stuff, right, Sue? So how do we go about doing all that?
Right online. I'll take care of you. Make sure you're registered and you'll get a confirmation email. And I do not want to forget that coming up just next week, December 23rd, Oneness Talk Radio. You don't want to miss this. Shri and Kira in the Amazon, Mashpee, the walking trees in the cloud forest. Oh my God. This is one thing that you are not going to want to miss. We've always heard how we're all connected, how there's no separation between us, how everything is an extension of who we are as a limitless being. Well, you're going to want to watch this.
It's so true, amazing, because we were on the soul nourishment yesterday, Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If any of you were there, a lot of our community was there yesterday. They were supporting, and Shri and Kira were there sharing some of this stuff. And it was so amazing. So yes, the cloud forest, the walking trees, and Shri was giving the beautiful wisdom about the roots and the sun and how they move. And oh my gosh, it's so incredible and powerful. It is amazing that we are so blessed and honored, and the universe is so blessed and honored to have all of this information coming in. So yes, please. And you know what, Sue? I'm going to practice my sharing skills. So
oh my God,
I have a video of the New Year's that I am going to share, and hopefully everybody can see it. And then this way they know, and we can show it, and then we will, it's amazing. So let's see, just give me 1 second. And I am going to get this all up here to share for you guys. Let's see. Oh, here we go.
New Year's. Be there. Be with us.
Be there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my. Well, for some reason, it is not doing it for me. So I'm just going to go with the flow, and it wasn't meant to show. But New Year's, be there. Sign up. The December Uplevel calendar. Look back at your calendar. I mean, yesterday was an Uplevel day. It is that lion dragon taking into the ascension of 2022. We are here. It is amazing. So this is the year, this is the time, and I am so honored, Sue, to be in this space with you and this whole community. And I'm going to ask you to bring us into beautiful breath. So yes, and if there's anything else that you want to share.
Absolutely. Hey, before we do this, I just want to remind you, if you haven't yet signed up for the Mastery Journey 2022, we still have some spaces. This journey is going to enlighten you, ignite you, uplift you, and support you like never before. So join us. It's a powerful year. The support is there. And let's do it. Let's rock 2022, the end of the escalator to ascension. So with that, I invite you, if you can, to close your eyes for a moment. Because any time that we take a conscious breath of deep divine connection, doors to the universe open. So I invite you, close your eyes, take in a beautiful Ave Sa breath. We'll be going in on the Ave and out with the Sa, and letting it out with a beautiful smile. So let's go in. Sa. Smile. Let's go in one more time. Let's go in. Sa. And smile, and know how special you are. Know how much your presence matters. You're here tonight for a divine appointment. And I thank you with all my heart for those that could make it tonight. For this is truly an honor and a blessing. And we're making our presence known in the world. So without further ado, I invite you to bring a hand or hands to your heart. Open that beautiful heart of yours evermore. And let's welcome our beloved teachers, Sri Ramka and Master Lady Kira Ra.
Namaste, beloved ones, and welcome.
Sue and Dana, thank you so much for your wonderful introduction and sharing and announcements. It's just a pleasure to witness you.
And I want to just say thank you. Thank you so much for really calling in the energy of this moment. Sue, I'm loving your Lotus illumination, especially with tonight's Insoulment and what it's all about. Dana, of course, just all those wonderful announcements. And look what's going on behind you with all of this. I know the crystals and the flowers. You two planned. You two did amazing. We love you. And what I know is there's a lot of love waiting for you in the chat, both at YouTube and over at Zoom. Go receive that. Get the love. Get the love.
We love you.
Mwah. And we love you, angels. Namaste and welcome. Thank you so much. And beloved community, welcome. Welcome to Monday Magic. And welcome to the Venus Retrograde.
Yes.
You know, let us not forget that right now, in this very moment, we are in that intense, and you know, Dana and Sue were talking about that. They were alluding to that. We are in that intense moment of Venus going oomph. Mm-hmm. And Venus came in, and we've been kind of teasing you with this all month long. I kept teasing you and saying, okay, I'm going to talk about this when we're in the retrograde, because the only way to understand this retrograde is to let yourself feel what you're feeling. Feel what you're feeling. I'm serious. Bring a hand to your heart. Feel what you're feeling. And as you do, notice that there could be a vast amount of energy and feeling happening around you. For example, I'm feeling way too much light in my field, and it's those. I'm so sorry. We're going to need to they were great before we all got here in real time, and we'll move this light over. Forgive us, guys. We'll cut this out of the final. Alrighty, and I'll turn that up a little more for you. How about that, honey, right? Is that what you want? A little more light?
Well, we're a little grainy, but...
Yeah, I'm having a really hard time with the other lights.
It's okay. We need soft lighting.
There, how about that?
There it is.
Is that better?
Back one.
Okay, there we go.
You don't have to do it that bright.
Okay. How's that?
There it is.
Does that work? All right, let's see
that.
what we've got. Let's try that. Thank you all as we're having our little studio adjustment. One day somebody will be here to do this for us. We promise. Okay, but until then, you get us. Oh, that's so much better. I'm sorry, Sri, I really needed that. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So thank you, beloved ones. Thank you. That was really a moment that we needed. So let's move back into that Venus retrograde. Now, Venus went retrograde today, and it's going to stay there, and it's going to be radiating that energy all the way through January 29. Now, why is that so important? What's going on? Why is this Venus retrograde so exciting? Well, for a lot of reasons. So let's just start at the beginning, shall we? All right, Sri, would you put up the Uplevel for December, please?
Sure.
All right, so we're going to put up the December Uplevel calendar. And remember, the new Uplevel calendar, get it. It's available right now. Get to SriandKira.com because it's really potent, and I'm going to show you why in just a moment. So here we are, and that third gate has amplified as the lion dragon begins its ascent into 2020. So I want you to look at that word ascent. We know that we are already in 2020. We came into this month where that I, which is the center of the concentric dimensionality, where we have been spiraling. Remember, you've been looking at a cross section all year long. Well, there it is. That's the middle. That's that I. That's where you see those hands. Those are those hands of God, hands of creation. You. Insert you. Take your hands right now and feel them. Those are your hands. And I'm really seriously inviting you, and you should be feeling what I'm feeling, which is lots of amazing magnetism in the tips of your fingers. So I'm really encouraging you to take this seriously and to really, really bring it in. and to really let your fingers radiate with that. Wow. Especially these guys, the ring fingers, very, very potent tonight. You're going to want to be taking those thumbs. Those of you that know how to MERP, I would encourage you to be MERPing right now, because you see that fireball, that universal fireball of creation. Well, that Venus retrograde, full moon, peak up level that we are still in right now, shot that fireball of creation from the infinite universe, where it's been picking up all of its speed, into your hands. It entered your hands today, and it entered hard, and it entered with a huge, here I am. And so how did you spend the day? Were you able to rise to it, or did you collapse? Many collapsed today. Many collapsed so much today they collapsed into bed. Many collapsed into themselves. Many just collapsed. I collapsed through the entire pressure of the planet today. And what I can share with you is that we are at a moment of extraordinary blessing. We are at a moment where it's right there. And everything that can stop you is in your face right now. And I mean everything. And everything that can illuminate you is in your face right now. That's the blessing. It's perfect balance, because the ignition of the sea of neutrality has caused the first ripple in density. I want you to feel that. Today, through the Venus retrograde, which had to come forward in the full moon of the 13, which I'm going to talk about in a moment, right? So this Venus retrograde that came forward in the full moon of the 13 was the drop of awakened consciousness, where enough came forward and woke up that the first ripple went out. And so the first ripple will always go at your authenticity and your integrity. Are you who you say you are, or are you repeating all the same old patterns? Are you doing all the same things? Do you have just special words on them? Are you deciding, or are you being decided for? Are you standing up into your mastery, or are you letting density have its way with you? And so what I can share with you, and what my heart is really wanting to share with you, is that, Sheree, let's put up the Uplevel calendar, please, the new one, is that today was a day where, for the first time, I felt what was really being asked of me for this year. And I felt the burden of the lack of what I thought was preparedness, when indeed what it is the moment that's forcing everyone to uplevel. In your face right now is your moment to uplevel. And it's also your moment to look at your ego, and it's your moment to look at yourself. Are you seriously doing this, or are you here because you're curious, or whatever other reasons you have? They're all good. But for myself, as of January 1, I must pull myself and extricate from all public life, other than these communications and a few other places where we will appear. It is important to hold this frequency. And as the sea of neutrality, which is what you're seeing here on the calendar. So if you see right there in the middle, you see in the middle there, that kind of the dissolving being. Well, that's exactly what the Lost Books of the Essene are talking about tonight, right? Mm-hmm. They're talking about the dissolving being. And you see the golden diamond ray illumination, exactly what they're talking about tonight. And I did not uplevel this until today. And you see all the new creation, that's the eye. Bring your eye back, and you notice you're gazing at an eye, that the whole thing is an eye, that behind that is that you are walking in as the open eye, and that beautiful violet energy there, that's the sea of neutrality. And all of that ocean, and you see the lotuses under the feet, all of that happens to be in tonight's Insoulment.
Yes. A very, very powerful opportunity awaits us. And that opportunity is calling us to our clarity.
Yes.
And therein is one of the reasons why...
We'll share in a minute. Go ahead.
Yeah, one of the reasons why we're really here, and why December 31st first is so important. Because it's one thing to be curious, it's another thing to be dabbling. However, clarity is the call to alignment with the authentic knowing of this is so for me.
Yeah.
This is so for me. And I can tell you that humanity, and I know we all feel it in different ways, but there's so much wobble. There's so many people are heading down one path, and other people are saying, I'm on the same path as you, but actually they're on a parallel path.
And this is all good. There is
Yes.
what you need to hear is this is all amazing. That's the gift of the Sea of Neutrality, is that it is all here now.
And as we come into our highest alignment, we live our highest future. And so therein is the call, and therein is the opportunity of December 31 and what we'll be doing together at that beautiful ceremony at the New Year's Eve. What a better time. Talk about a resolution. Let's resolve the doubts and the distractions, and let's renew our capacity to be clear and to jump into the timeline that holds the greatest potential for all, for your authenticity and for your service in the world.
Now, as you breathe that in, I want you to really take a moment and notice what you're noticing in your own emotional egoic system right now. Because you want to offer yourself this moment to be the fifth dimensional, compassioned, empowered, ascended being with your arms around that which is experiencing, so that tonight we can go from there into that non-judgment of the seventh through the Triasa ignition. And I want to go back to the calendar for a minute, because the energy of this moment can really be, the word I'm going to use is one Sri was using, resolved, when we look at what we've been building up to. So what you're looking at right here, this is actually inside of the the calendar, of this year's calendar. So those of you that have the calendar, go to your calendar and you can spend more time with this. But look at 2019. 2019 was that year of divine awareness. It was the year where, for me, it feels very much like the telescope was being lifted and loaded. It's like we're getting ready to just say, okay, we're going for it. We're ready to see beyond where we've ever seen before. And this was the energy flows that I had put out for 2019. Knowing at the time that this went out, that this was already a big shift. Remember,
That
Sri?
was huge.
Remember, this was already
huge.
a massive shift.
You know, the Uplevel calendars and the information and the truth of clarity about the experience that humanity is flowing with, this has all been mind-boggling, mind-blowing, and inviting all at once from 2019, 2020, 2021. Every year we have gone beyond that which we could have imagined.
And this is where 2020, I want you guys to go back and look at 2020, because Dana and Sue were talking about this. So in August 8th, and 8/8/2020 on the Lion's Gate, the ignition of the discus of Vishnu as the arising divine feminine entered into this cycle of potentiality to restore the balance, thereby the Sea of Neutrality could have that drop. That's when it happened. It happened then. And I want you to look at August in 2020, the year of mastery experience, because you see where August was. It was the last month of linear experience that we were ever going to have in a way that would ever seem the same again. And we had to, for those of you that remember, and go back to our YouTube, you can find when we talked about this in real time and verify and double check everything we've said. You had to jump off. In that August, for the first time, you had to jump outside of yourself. That's when we hit those borderlands of sanity. That's when that divine mastery presence ignition was coming in, because that divine feminine was coming in, and it came in as what? As the egg of creation. That's that spiral that you see there. That was that awakening to the yoga of self-ascension, the awakening to that divine mastery presence, when we started commanding that energy. And then at the end of the year, that dragonfly with all that winged ignition, literally, if you want to look at that dragonfly, imagine it right now lifting. Imagine that dragonfly is flying, that's you, and you're lifting up, lifting up, lifting up, and you see, if you look into this, the two pillars that were at the ends there, you're suddenly looking up into a big pyramid. And as you gaze up, and this is going to be really relevant for tonight, especially when you see the triasos. So just remember that. That was the 2020. So as you're now gazing up from the inside of this divine pyramid, it was the discus of Vishnu that ignited in August, 8/8/2020. And you see, if you look at that 2021, it ignited this discus of Vishnu that made this year possible. Because we have been pushing consciousness. We have been expanding further than we have ever expanded before. And if you look at that arrow and you look in the middle right there and you see that eye, that is 2022. We are entering the center of the Taurus as the unified eye of awakened consciousness. And because of all of this, we are here now. And so this Venus retrograde has come in, and it's going to be here until January 29th. And the reason that this is all so coming together in this moment is that we are in right now the first of 13 peak up-level full moon moments. 13. Okay, 13. And what that means is that this is just the beginning of that which we have done before. So I want you to breathe that in. This is just the beginning of what we have done before. Here we are right now in December, seemingly in December 2021, in this potentiality, very clearly knowing, right, as Sri shared with us, that on December 31, we must time surf together, because we are stuck between four potentialities right now. And those four potentialities right now, I find very fascinating that we just hit a Venus retrograde in the resonance of the 13, which is the totality of wholeness, and the 1 plus the 3 is the 4, and the perfect balance, right? So in this Venus retrograde moment, we are going to have this first of what will be 13 consecutive, and the way I've been describing it, gongs against the big bell, guys. This is 13 times in a row, each time picking up the energy of the first and amplifying it. So pay attention. Really pay attention. Because in January, we will begin a series of the 12 for the year of 2022. Yet when we strike that gong in December 2022, it will immediately bring us back here now, bringing us forward into the new year, where we anchored the potentiality, where we have been stuck like a Groundhog Day until we have arrived at this moment of conscious awareness going in. That is how big this new year is. And so we're seeking your help. We're doing everything we can to get the word out. How can we help each other? How can we help more people find out about New Year? Please help us help as many as possible, because it's going to be live and it's going to be extraordinary for us all, as it always is.
Well, extraordinary is a beautiful word. And I also think that it's important to recognize that the energy of sincerity that we bring forward will project out and call to us that highest opportunity for actualization. What are you seeking to actualize? Is this arising from a concept? What are you seeking to actualize? Is this arising from a should, a would, I wish, or is it arising from the wisdom of your knowing? As a master being, incarnated here and now, working through the filters, working through the layers, working through the imprints, the traumas, all of it, because all of that stuff will fall away. It will all fall away. It does
really
not
does.
need to rule you.
Yeah.
This is
really
part and
does.
parcel of what's coming forward at this New Year's. For each of us, we'll receive what we need to receive in order to become more fully that which we are.
So really breathe that in. And as you do, we're going to move into tonight's lost book. Now, Sri and I want to share with you that tonight is really very different. And we're only going to be together for about another, 20 minutes or so, because yes, we're going to open with the PDF. And those of you that have the PDF, thank you for your kind donations. And those of you that don't, please offer us a donation. Join us over here in Zoom, get the PDF and access to the videos as well. But tonight we want to just open, talk a little bit, show you the first few pages of the PDF. And then what we're going to do is we're going to close the PDF from your view and share the triasaw with you. And again, I want to remind you that it's going to make even more sense to you based upon the 2020 ignition of at the end of the year, when that dragonfly went up and we became the base of that pyramid, that when that anchored and when we looked up and this year appeared. So let's go to that PDF, Sri. Let's do that. Let's get ready. Let's snuggle on in. All right, there we are. So empowering triasaw expansion. If you don't know what the triasaw is, go back a few weeks and look at the video. Those of you, that are subscribed, please do. All right, so let's begin. And you'll learn tonight as well, because this is the big teaching. So don't worry about it if you don't know as well.
This is the
You'll
advanced
know now.
class.
You showed up for the master class, so there you are.
We go. So, beloveds, let's take a breath and come into a further alignment. Ave Sa. Whenever we breathe Ave Sa, we are affirming, I am in a divine universe. The Essene brethren share through Master Lady Kira Ra. Be loved ones of a great world of universal joy, bliss, and blessing. Indeed, it is a great and glorious moment to be with you today. Yes, indeed it is. Through the eternal history of all that has ever been and will always be is you. In the recognition of this divine and glorious expanded adventure, you have arisen to claim the fullness of this life experience now. This joy now. This experience now.
And in the breath of now, I want you to look at that word right above the purple sentence that says expanded. In the recognition of this, very specific, this potentiality, in the recognition, which means the full awareness through your divine mastery presence of this specific potentiality, it's a glorious adventure because it's an expanded one. We are in the moment of the law of instantaneous manifestation. This is why it's never been talked about before. This is why we are bringing in the work that has not been before, the work that has been yet buried. We are at that moment of saying we can bring it forward. And again, I really want you to look at this sentence in purple. You, the you that is here right now, you've arisen to claim it. You arise to claim. Now, whether you claim it or not is your choice, but you have arisen to do that.
Yes.
So that challenge has been dropped in your lap, and it's being dropped in your lap today. And it's a gauntlet that's saying, here it is. Are you clear? And really, it's the you. You've arisen, or you wouldn't have the gauntlet. That's what's so powerful, right? Unless you have arisen, and unless you are the master, the gauntlet wouldn't be there. So it's a wonderful joy. It's an experience, right? And it's the reintegration of Essene energy. I want you to feel that in, because that's what's happening tonight. You are being given the gift laid at your feet this evening to reintegrate your Essene energy, to arise out of that bed, to arise out of that slumber, to arise out of that which is trying to stop you from being you. You are being gifted with this blessing being laid at your feet. There are 7 billion people on the planet, and you said yes. In this Venus retrograde energy of the first of 13 circular fully circular full moon peak up levels, that at December next year, we will be here again as we are here now in this moment, able to witness and be in all these potentialities. And that's why on December 31, we will anchor and stabilize, because the Triasa is igniting now. And that is the next level miracle. So really breathe that one in, because this is a next level. This is a next gen miracle. Okay, this is like a whoa, 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 whoa moment.
It's also a moment for the mind to relax.
Yes.
Because as we read the words of this transmission, the mind loves to paint its pictures and to categorize and say, oh yeah, now this we covered last month. We had that last week, and I think I understand this. This is a state of beingness. This is an energetic transmission to awaken the truth of your deeper essence. Unlike so many of the Insoulments, this right now has a potency, an opportunity for you to relax into the yes of you.
For indeed, this Insoulment is a transmission, an activation, an invitation, and a moment to just bring your hands together and say, thank you. Thank you for this life. Thank you for having a body right now. Whatever it may be doing, I'm just really glad I've got one to hang out in, right? Thank you for this moment where we can tangibly touch, where we can be. And so we're going to be with the PDF just a little bit more, but then we're going to turn it off completely and invite you to go deeper into tonight's really profound attunement. And so I want to share with you just at the very bottom, you carry Triasa with thee. You are the Triasa. Really breathe that in and notice what you're noticing as you're receiving that.
Within the crystalline structure of all genetic encoding is the recognition of the cellular expansion of a molecular being having chosen to be in form. You ignite Triasa energy.
Now let's digest that, all right? Because I know the first time you see that, because this is where we're stopping, then we're going out of the PDF. So within the crystalline structure of all genetic encoding, what does that mean? It means that all genetics carry a crystalline structure. It's not limited. Right? In this experience of potentiality, where we are reading this, where this has been offered within the crystalline structure of all genetic encoding, meaning anything that has had the genetic encoding experience, which is the sacred sequence of incarnation, right? Through ascended mastery soul charting, ascended numerology. So within the crystalline structure of all, without exception, genetic encoding, is the recognition, meaning it's already there. You don't have to look for it. You don't have to wonder if you have it. You don't have to think if you're ever going to know it. It's there. It's already there. All you have to do is relax into knowing it is there. It's already there. So it is this recognition of the cellular expansion of a molecular being. This is the full integration of your divine mastery presence. It is that master that has ignited the crystalline structure of the genetic encoding to thereby relax the body of form so that the chakras may be held open into the state of the divine galactic blueprint. So I want you to just feel that, because part of that cellular expansion of molecular being is the conscious awareness that has ignited the sea of neutrality in the joy-filled recognition that we have taken consciousness further than we have ever gone before. And that as that being, having chosen to be in form, remember that? Being that divine mastery presence, having chosen to be in form, sacred sequence of incarnation, through that depth of yes, you instantaneously ignite Triasa energy. You are a walking generator of ignited energy. So let's just take a moment, and as you're feeling that, we're going to put up the Triasa. And we're not going to say anything other than just take a moment and just look at it. This is the Triasa. What you're staring at here was a trance drawing. It was the first drawing that ever came through my hands. And Sri Ramka has been working with this process. I don't know if you want to share anything or not.
Sure. And as will be shared within the Insoulment, is this represents the energy flow, the energy form that is really at the core of your being, and this radiation that pours out from the ascended heart.
Right. And if you really look at that discus of Vishnu, that's that ignition. And let's go back to the Insoulment now. And we're going to skip the lotus feet ignition because we're going to do that as part of your total ignition. So we're going to skip that portion right now, but worry not. We'll be coming back to it. But Sri, let's talk about that illuminating the process.
Absolutely. Illuminating the process of the Triasa reignites eternity, abundance, love, presence, commitment, joy, and divine communion as the law of instantaneous manifestation in action.
Breathe. Just illuminating the process. Look at that. Is that amazing? You become the law of instantaneous manifestation in action. And so we're going to, as I mentioned, we're not going to do the lotus ignition, but we do want to share this so you understand what the Triasa is.
Igniting your divine stabilization of Triasa energy is the recognition that from the heart to the feet is the physical creation of form that stands eternally inside a pyramid. As a crystalline being of divine unification, able to express on this world in this way with effortless joy.
So look at that base pyramid. And as you're looking at that base pyramid, remember 2020 lifting energy. That dragonfly lifted, 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 thereby opening that sacred pyramid energy that is ever with you. You are ever within. This is what they're saying, is you are always within it. And once you are able to remember and activate that energy, it offers you the recognition of effortless joy. You can do anything. You can bring it together, you can weave it together, you can create it, and you can do it all with effortless joy because you're standing eternally inside that pyramid. And that's the base of the Triasa. And your heart center is the top of this lower large pyramid. All right. And so we're going to do the temple activation with you a little later, but we want to talk about the discus of Vishnu first. Go ahead, Sri.
So in the stabilization of the Triasa energy, where the pyramid supporting the physical body meets at the heart, with the first pyramid that supports the cosmic reconnection, is a great ray of diamond light frequency. This ray emanates where these two pyramids meet at the heart center. You emit this diamond light frequency as a beacon of self-ascended divine mastery presence. It is a golden discus of radiant diamond light frequency.
So it's really important to really pay attention to that this is what Sri just read here. So that base pyramid, right, is your feet. Imagine that's your feet to your heart. And that supports the ignition from your heart up to actually where your temples are. So you see right there, that line, those are two, like that diamond shape that stands above the discus of Vishnu. And let me go back to a bigger, there it is. That diamond shape that stands above the discus of Vishnu, well, that is two pyramids. That's an inverted and a standing pyramid coming together. And that line are your temples. So you've gone from your feet to your heart, and then from your heart to your temples, and then from your temples, the center point, that top point of that pyramid, is in the exploded crown. And we've got a picture of it right there. So here are those temples, and there it is. It's coming right up. And you can see that it matches the height very beautifully. And so we're going to bring you through that and experience the cosmic body lift. But before we do, we want to help you understand about the 144 chakras, because this is really an important discernment before we ignite this energy.
Yeah. So let's take a breath. Essene is an energy. Essene heals through its wholeness. Essene embodies the physical through the cosmic. Essene experiences the physical as an expression of the cosmic presence. Essene liberates as Essene is.
And I want to loop that back to the first line. Essene is an energy. Essene heals through its wholeness. Essene embodies the physical through the cosmic. Essene experiences the physical as an expression of the cosmic presence. Essene liberates as Essene is. This is the 2022 Divine Mastery Presence journey, the liberation of the full embodiment of the Essene as you are. And when we do that, we literally spin the Divine Galactic Blueprint from its 12 points to 144. And so what's happening is that the Divine Galactic Blueprint, point 1, ascended heart, point 2, the throat, right? And then we have 3, 4, 5, 6 on that exploded crown. Then we go up. Each one of those 12 points radiates 12 more. We ignite, stabilized and lifted in the 7th dimension as the 12 times 12, hence the 144.
Truly a powerful recognition, because the energy of this emanation is one of a completion for consciousness to be both in form and in authentic expression. There is a grand opportunity here to be that which you truly are while still enjoying form.
The Divine Mastery Presence. So let's go back to that extraordinary PDF. Are you guys as blown away as we are? Pretty amazing, right? So Sri, let's talk about these.
Yes. So as Kira said, igniting the Triasa energy spins the Divine Galactic Blueprint from 12 points of expansion within the realms of density to the 144 chakras of ignited 5th dimensional presence.
So this is that waiting room, get out of jail free card, right? You've been sitting in the 5th dimension, you've been waiting, you're there. This is the way that compassion holds. This is like the elevator, right? We're at the top of the ascension escalator. This is the elevator to the 7th dimension.
So chakras are unique from chakras. Chakras are the energy centers of expanded universal connection.
Now, I want to say that they're pronounced chakras, and that's if you can say it that way, it helps. So it's chakras.
The complete melding of ascended energy with universal form as the unified field of divine mastery presence. Remembrance that as the body becomes formless, the formless becomes body. Wholeness is, and wellness has always been.
Breathing, feeling. Here we are, Shri, please.
We offer this full teaching of Triasa because to ignite Triasa is to ignite your Essene fullness. Igniting Essene fullness radiates the great known energetic experience called forth on this planet now. Beloved ones.
Now, I want to, may I?
Yeah.
So the great known energetic experience is the repetition of the cycle. And this is important to remember, especially since we did the 4 journeys.
Yes.
So this is really important to pay attention to, because they're saying it will radiate the great known energetic experience called forth. That's how the sea of neutrality comes in, because you are coming in through your Essene fullness, thereby radiating in a field of potentiality where the known experience is why you're here. So it's a very powerful line to unpack. Okay.
So take a breath. Beloved ones, feel your Triasa. You are Triasa. You have always been Triasa. With the expansion of the discus of Vishnu, your form became more Ankh-like until your form became human-like.
And this is your form as the living Ankh. If you don't know that practice, go to shrinkara.com. And the cosmology, we're going to, I think you guys that have the PDF, you can read that right now. I think what is important is to say that we are complete with the PDF, because the energy is building, don't you think?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's take a moment, and we're going to invite you to, and we're going to put up the Triasa in just a moment. We're going to invite you to maybe relax out of your chatting, whether you're at YouTube or over here with us in the Zoom family, to just really now relax out of your chatting and really offer yourselves the blessing of this moment, the ignition of your personal Triasa. And in just a moment, we're going to share the Triasa with you. And we're going to invite you to connect with it as you feel called. You can intermittently close or open your eyes. And I'm going to offer to you the experience of this Insoulment as the ignition of your own Triasa. And invite you, earlier I believe that Dana and Sue said, light your candles, be ready, have everything here. So I'm going to invite you to just relax. Shri, if you would kind of lead us in,
Sure.
That would be lovely.
So as we prepare ourselves for this opportunity, this alignment, this attunement to a deeper truth, it's important to breathe.
Yes.
And let's invite our bodies to relax by taking 3 deep Ave Sa breaths. Ave, recognizing the divine, and Sa, surrendering to be with that energy. Let's do this together as a group. Big inhale, Ave. Sa. And again. Sa. And just allowing the breath to breathe, let's bring our attention just for a moment to the mantra of self-ascension, to anchor our alignment. I am here. I am ready. I am open. Guide me.
Sa.
Sa.
And breathing in, bring all of your attention now to your beautiful body of form, just noticing if there's anything that's needing a final wiggle or a move or relax. Noticing if your mind is still off in another track, loving yourself more. Gifting yourself with this journey, saying yes to the ignition of your Triasa. And as you are in this energy, as you are in the moment of your Triasa experience, invite now for you the opportunity to sincerely relax, and be. Relax and be. I don't, forgive me.
So.
Notice the discus, notice what you're feeling. And as you do, go to your feet. In this moment, move to your feet. Notice the bottoms of your feet. Notice if the energy is moving. Notice what you're feeling. And then simply notice your feet as light. I think they see that. Can you be a part of this? So notice your feet as light. And as you do, and as you breathe, notice that as you are relaxing into your feet, there is this energy in the center of the feet. Notice the lotuses that are tickling your feet, that are already blooming beneath your feet. Matters not what the color is. Just simply notice. Notice the flow that they're emanating, and notice that as you know the color without having to think about it, it is the energy of the lotuses that is calling. It is the energy of the lotuses that is at your feet. And feeling these beautiful lotuses ignite your feet. Experience your feet dissolving into these lotuses, because your feet are stabilizing the base of the great pyramid of divine energy. From your feet, from those beautiful lifted energetic feet, breathe up. Breathe this energy up, all the way up until it arrives at your heart as the top of the pyramid. Whew, and your feet may already be lifting off the floor. And bring one hand to your heart. Put your feet firmly on the floor if you can. If you're laying down, point those toes up to heaven. If you're seated, make sure they're flat. Because your feet are the base and your heart is the top. The feet are the base and your heart is the top. And as you are arising from your heart, keeping one hand right there on your heart, I want you to take the other hand, stretch the fingers out, lift that hand up, stretch the fingers out, move those fingers, and then with the middle finger, touch the temple on one side of your head. Just touch the temple with the middle finger, and then lift off and touch the other, one at a time. Tap, 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 lift the temple, moving over, tap, 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 using that middle finger, tap, 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 lifting up, moving over, tap, 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 and one temple and then the other. One, now one, 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 one. And now releasing that hand, bring it to your heart so that both hands are on your heart. Notice the ignitions of the temple. Notice those temples rising and open. And from your heart right now to that area of the temples, feel your temples pulsing, throbbing, stabilizing the base of an inverted pyramid that is arising from your heart and stabilizing right now at your temples. And as you do, bring one finger now, one hand to one of your temples, and bring the other hand above your heart. Bring it straight up, all the way up, above, all the way up to the top of your exploded crown from the Divine Galactic Blueprint, where you are now at the temples, which is that base of that third pyramid of Triasaw. Bring that hand up to meet the other hand. Both hands now above your head, middle fingers touching. Bring them up and relax, keeping your hands together here, feeling yourself, feeling those feet. Start at the feet, rising up to the heart, rising from the heart up to those temples, rising from the temples up to this top now. Relax into a deep Ave Sa breath. Let's go in. Sa. Relaxing the hands. Sa. Exhaling, receiving simultaneously. Triya sa, Triya sa, Triya sa. And bringing your 2 middle fingers now right to the heart center. Just bring those 2 middle fingers, feel them as the ignition of the discus. You may want to close your eyes and feel this pulsing radiation. Breathe into your fingers. Breathe into your fingers. Send that beautiful Ave Sa breath. Let's take an Ave Sa breath. Sa. Breathing into those 2 middle fingers and experience this golden discus of radiant diamond energy. Consciously spin the cosmic body that is arriving right here in this moment, connecting you again through these temples. You may want to take your middle fingers, touch the temple, touch the temple, touch the temple, and arrive up into that exploded crown, spinning this conjoined set of pyramids as the top of your Triya Sa, igniting the discus of Vishnu as the golden discus of radiant diamond light frequency, igniting up beyond this world and the universal conduits, beyond where this mind could conceive. Feel your cosmic body lift. For the lotuses that are the chakras of the feet are now gently lifting and joining with your heart as the physical body stabilizes and the cosmic body ascends. Essene is an energy. I am as you are. As the physical body stabilizes, the cosmic body ascends. As the physical body stabilizes, the cosmic body ascends, and the divine mastery presence claims the alchemical nature of the law of instantaneous manifestation in action now. I am as you are, and so it is.